Hey, I figured I'd do some videos on my engine swap I'm doing on my 63 Thunderbird. I see there's a lot of these cars out there. A lot of people love these cars, but it seems like everybody keeps them stock. I've seen one photo online of a guy doing an LS swap on these, but no information on it. How this all started is I wanted to have an overdrive transmission in this thing. I like to be able to do 80 without doing 3,000 RPM down the interstate. So my uncle was like, hey, I got a 4L80E transmission. You can have it. I was like, all right. I started looking around online. The adapter plates are pretty expensive. So the adapters were like $700 plus, plus a flex plate, plus a starter, etc. So I decided that I can do a complete engine swap for the price of putting a GM transmission in this. That's the Cruise-O-Matic transmission, which I believe became the FMX transmission. I'm not quite sure. I do know that they made a 2-speed version of this, and this happens to be a 3-speed. And the center section on this is cast iron, so it's pretty heavy for its size. Ginormous torque converter. I swear this thing held 3 gallons of fluid. It was ridiculous. But here's my Thunderbird. I don't really have a name for it, but I think for some reason Big Bird is appropriate. The car is big and yellow. That's the 390 that came out. It was a pretty good running engine. Edelbrock heads, intake, cam. I did run Sniper EFI in it. The main complaint that I have with this engine is in this chassis, there's absolutely no room for headers. There's basically cylinder head and shock tower. They are very, very tight. So I wanted to do an engine swap with overdrive transmission, and I decided to go with a LS. No big surprise there. This engine is considerably narrower. I would say it's about 100 pounds lighter, which is all absolutely good, huge good things to have, right? I am making up for a little bit of the weight. A little Chinese Wuhan war whistle, but I'm not sure if exactly that's how that's going to go or not, but we'll see. If you look at the stock exhaust manifolds, they are very restrictive, to say the least. There's really no room for flow, and it's hard to see, but in the chassis, man, the shock towers are right there. No room at all. A couple of things we're going to do. Like I said, we're going to turbocharge it. I went and did the sloppy stage 2 cam. Pack 1218 valve springs, pretty much the same build that everybody else does. I gapped the rings to 28 thousandths, top and bottom, just to be safe. Didn't really need to do that, but I'm not looking to go crazy with boost, but I'm looking to keep this thing together for a little while, to say the least. Got the engine bay pretty cleaned up, still got a lot to do. Got motor mounts to do, got cross member to do. I'm gonna have to fabricate all that stuff. Hopefully by the end of the week I have the engine sitting in there and get an idea of fitment. I'm still waiting on my Holley exhaust manifolds, which is kind of a bummer because I really kind of want to see how this thing sits in the chassis with those manifolds. The measurements on the internet say it's going to work. But you know, just like anything else, you don't know it until you see it. I want to see what I'm working with. I'm going to try to set the engine pretty far back and relatively low in the chassis. I'm also going to do some bracing for the cross member and bracing on the shock towers. I'm going to do a shock tower bar, like Monte Carlo bar that a lot of the Mustang guys do. I'm going to do something similar to that. But like I said earlier, there's a lot of these cars out there, but it seems like nobody really modifies them. And the FEs, they're great engines. A lot of people like them. I just can't afford it, to be quite honest. The adapter plate, again, roughly $700. Rockers, good rocker shafts for this thing is about $1,000. It's just, it's more money, more weight, more size than I want to deal with. So I figured I'd, like I said, do several videos and kind of show you guys the engine swap. Now, one of the things I've been kind of looking at is the engine. I got it sitting on an engine stand right now, and I'm thinking about putting this in the chassis with the engine stand, just kind of mock it up. I might take the wheels off of the engine stand so it gets down about another 2 inches or so, 3 inches, and I think that'd be pretty close, just to get a general idea. Hopefully I get that done by the end of the week. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Could definitely use the help. Thank you.